Hello, economic entrepreneurs. We are here to discuss debt. What exactly is debt? Debt is an obligation that requires one party, the debtor, to pay money or other agreed upon value to another party, the creditor. Debt is a deferred payment or a series of payments, which differentiates it from an immediate purchase. We're discussing two kinds of debt today. First debt is secured debt. Secured debt is debt that is backed by collateral to reduce the risk associated with lending. In the event a borrower defaults on their loan payment, a bank can seize the collateral, sell it, and use the proceeds to pay back the debt. That's like a house or a car or something of that nature. So there are two types of secured debt. You have consensual loans, and there are the most common types of secured debt, wherein you as the borrower agree to put up your property as collateral. It's like your home loans again. Non-consensual debts include money judgment that a creditor files against you or a tax lien placed against your property because you did not pay federal, state, or local taxes. That's when the IRS gets involved and they will take your stuff. So there's secured debt and there's unsecured debt. Unsecured debt is a common form of debt that has no collateral backing it. So there's no house, there's no car, there's nothing like that involved. This means if you default on those debt payments, the lender has no property to seize to recoup its losses. And that's why the interest rate with this type of debt tends to be a bit higher. Debt is a funny thing. There's good debt and bad debt. Good debt is defined as money owed for things that can help you build wealth or increase income over time, such as student loans. We're going to get into student loans, mortgages, or business loans. Bad debt refers to things like credit cards or other consumer debt that do little to improve your financial income. Bottom line, to me, bad debt is what you cannot pay back, and good debt is what you can pay back. So there are several reasons people get into debt. Every person has a unique list of wants and needs, most of which have some direct connection to money. If the money is available, then those wants and needs can be satisfied instantly with your credit card. Another reason people get into debt is they want to be accepted. They want to fit in. Society has always linked money with acceptance, social status, and privilege. So if you look like you got money or you feel like you have money, then it makes you feel better on the inside. You get those intrinsic rewards. But you have to think about the end game. The debt does not make anybody feel good, especially debt you can't pay. In order to avoid bad debt, make sure that you don't follow what influencers or superstars are saying about their purchases, because oftentimes the stuff isn't theirs or it was gifted to them. Okay, with so many platforms highlighting influencers who talk about products, the societal force has helped to convince people that it's okay to go into debt. It is not okay to go into debt. A false sense of security is why people go into debt. And I'm speaking from personal experience. While it is nice to see home values rise, unemployment drop, and financial stability increase, these developments can also create a false sense of security that causes more people to start taking on more debt. When I thought I was going to get a $10,000 bonus, I did things like that, and I wound up not getting my bonus and being in a lot of debt. I cannot say this enough. Emergency fund, emergency fund, emergency fund. It is important to have an emergency fund. We willingly and unnecessarily assume much of the debt we incur. However, many times debt arises from unforeseen emergencies. You have to have an emergency fund. Hope for the best, but plan for the worst. When we take on this debt, we think that maybe we can pay it back, but again, you never know what can happen. When we decide to incur debt, we typically convince ourselves that we deserve it and can afford to pay it back. So we have to change our mindset. What you deserve is to be debt free, but you deserve it to be financially sound. You don't deserve a pair of shoes if it could put you in debt. So there's an interesting relationship with debt and credit. It's pretty much impossible to have one without the other because they want to see how well you pay your bills. So having debt does improve your credit, all right? But you have to plan for the debt. Don't just spend because you have it. Just because you have $1,000 on your credit card doesn't mean you spend $1,000. You really should only spend 20 to 30% of your credit limit. And that helps improve your credit score. And thank you very much for watching this debt presentation. Hopefully you can avoid having a substantial amount of debt. And now let's get ready for a Kahoot challenge.